Okay, now the final stage before we hit the words is the descenders. These are the words, these are the letters below the line. So I'm going to start with G, then J, G, J, P, Q, Y, G. Okay, G starts like an A, over, back round, up, straight down, and armpit. This curve should be the same size as this, so that's not really classically correct. So over, back round, up, down, curve the same size, straight line, straight through the armpit. That should be straight through, no daylight. Can you see that? Oh, by the way, look at the grip. Look at that dinge. That's poor grip because I'm gripping too hard. You can see my skin's been moved, but the classic grip is this. It's like this. 3 fingers. Okay. Should be like that. You shouldn't be holding it like this. These fingers should not ever be dinged, and I am guilty sometimes of doing that. It should be light. You should be able to pull the pencil out of your hand. Okay. Show about a thumb joint of pencil. So that would be about there. Okay. Not like this. If you like that, you can't see the end. You can't see it. If you can't see it, you can't write neatly. Okay. So there we go. More on this later, but that's about what you want to show. About 2 or 3 centimetres, I'd say. Okay, it's about 2 centimetres, 2.5 centimetres. In Old English, about an inch. Okay, that's a G. I'll do another G. So up, over, like an A, back round, straight up, straight down. The curve's the same size as the ball, and that's a G. Very, very difficult. G, over, straight round, straight back down, and curve. That line's not straight. Over, back round, straight up, straight down, through the armpit. And of course, if we're doing the word go, G, up, down, round, straight through, and over, back round. You can begin to see how things start to join. Once you've practiced single letters, writing becomes a joy because you do not need to think about the joints. Okay, that's a G. Now a J. Now J is easy. Up, down, curve. Up, straight down, through the armpit. Now obviously we need the dots. Up, straight down, through there, like a G. Up, straight down, right round, through the armpit. There is going to be a gap there, you can't avoid it. Okay? You can. Up, down, straight round, there. But that just looks a mess. Up, straight down, curve. Okay? Up, down, round, dot. So J. Oh, there goes my phone. Now, next letter, P. Up, straight down, back up, and round, and tail. This needs to be curved. Up, down, straight up, right the way around, a curve, and a tail. That's better. Can you see the little gap there? It's got to be a little triangular gap, like the letter we did before. Where are we looking? Oh yes, like a B. Like a B. Little. If you think of a P, that curve's got to be a ball. So that's what we're aiming for. Okay. I'll do a couple more. Oh, my shoulder is killing me from holding this video camera. Up, straight down, straight up, and round, and P. Done. Okay. Next letter, a Q. Like an A. Over, back round, up, down, tail. Obviously that would float up and connect. So up, over, back round, up, down, Q. Over, no, did up, down, Q. And there you have a Q. So if you're doing Q, U, because that's generally the letter that it joins it up, over, back up, down, Q, and then U. Okay. Some people used to do over, back round, up, down, Q, and then up. Now if you decide to do that, then fair enough, but that's really easy. Okay, that's just fancy. Up, over, back round, up, down, tail. That'll do. Okay, that's your Q. And finally, Y. Do a U, but make the tail longer. Again, the curve, this bit here needs to be the same size as that, so same width, so up, down, curve, straight through like a G, the same sort of ratio as the G. Let's try one a bit quicker. Up, I'll do a narrow one, so the loop needs to be narrow too. Do a G to compare, or that's a thick, big fat G, so I'll do a thin G, thin G, so my loop must be thin too. It's very challenging. So if we were to do something like yogurt, we can do up and a Y and a tail into the O joint at the top, over, back round, up and down, and that's got to be the same size, and then up and down and up and down and up and down and up and down. And the R joins at the top, which we're going to do the top joining letters in a minute. So R, don't take your pencil off like I just did, up, down, that's a halfway letter, yogurt. So in this word, you've got a lot to remember. That's the descending, the width of that's got to be the same size, width of that, the width of this bit here is got to be the same width as that, but also relate to the size of that. So if we're being really picky, that's not wide enough compared with that. Well, sorry, that's not wide enough compared with, let's try that again in English. This is narrower than this letter, so this letter should be slightly narrower. You can see the size of that loop is not the same size as that loop. So if we were being really picky, we'd say that's not good enough, but that's ridiculous. So there we are. Okay, that I could say should be straighter. The joins are nice, and that's okay. That's not quite straight enough, is it? So these are the sort of details, as I say, you get into if you're really going for it with your handwriting. Okay. Right, the next series of letters, the next video is going to be W, O, R and V.